Hey guys, welcome back to Call Me After Coffee. I realized I had not said that my name is Bree, so you guys can call me Bree or Brianna if you ever want to talk to me. But I realized I've never properly introduced myself, which is probably not the most polite thing in the world. So now I have, and you know what my name is. This month is obviously November. This little page gave me a rough go. Like, I wouldn't say I was feeling uninspired, because I was feeling pretty like artsy crafty, I want to do this, but I was feeling super unmotivated this last week and I couldn't figure out why. And then TMI, but Aunt Flo showed up and I was like, oh, that's where all my energy went. Totally get it, totally got it, and it all made sense. But I've been trying to film this video for like a week and I just kept putting it off and kept putting it off. And I had a completely other theme in mind. I had like sunflowers and goldenrod and stuff. And I ended up scrapping the whole thing and doing something completely different. So the other night I sat down, I already had the mug painted. If you want to see how I painted that mug, I do have a video. I'll either insert a card or I'll leave it linked down below, but I do have a video showing, if you haven't seen it already, how I painted that mug. And then I started painting mittens, and I bought some new boots this week, and so I painted a boot and I added a little flower that broke off my bouquet, and I just thought it was really sweet. And like the tea bag, and I just tried to draw things that kind of made me feel warm and cozy. For fall, I guess, but I feel like November is the month that actually starts giving you like chilly, sorry, hiccup, those like chilly vibes and stuff. So I wanted to do that, and then I used some scrapbook paper and I kind of tore it up, and then I used my gray Statler and I just used that to kind of give like a water damage effect to like an old writing or something like that. And then jumping into, this is my November monthly page. I have not seen, I think it's Ryder Carroll, I think that's his name. Don't kill me if I got the wrong name, but I haven't seen the video, so I'm allowed to have a little bit of error, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I believe this sort of spread is like the traditional kind of bullet journal calendar. I don't know if it comes highlighted or anything. I never watched this video because I keep hearing about the keys and like different symbols, and that's not really something that's up my alley. It's just not something that interests me. But I thought I would try this sort of a calendar because I thought it might be handy to condense like the pages into a smaller space. And I do feel like I have a lot more space to write on each line than I would in like a monthly, like a little box. So I feel like it's gonna work out pretty well. And those little pictures that you saw that I mentioned I've painted, I wish I had painted them on camera so you guys could have seen it, because I find that really relaxing to watch. I love watching people paint. But I was feeling really inspired, but just like I said, really unmotivated. And so I was just kind of took some me time and just did it, just something that I was enjoying to do, and I really loved how they all came out. And then I just traced some of the boot and the mittens because I wanted them all to be the same size, and I didn't think I could redraw it exact. So I don't think that counts as cheating, but you kind of get a taste of me painting them in the journal. It's not quite, like there's not as much depth to the color or whatever, but I think you get a general idea of how I filled everything in. I'm like obsessed with these boots. They're the Rockport Cobb Hill Bethany boots. I think that's what they're called. I had to look up a picture of them because I didn't want to throw my boot on my desk. But I think they're really cute. I love wearing them. They're super comfortable and I'm like super obsessed. And since they just remind me of like cold weather and fall and like my inner kind of like hipster lumberjack style, I thought I would put them in my planner, and I think they are so cute. And then for the habit tracker, I added the mittens. I tried to keep the boots near the mittens because like I feel like the clothing kind of just like went together, the warm weather, warm things. I did add a habit tracker in October. I added it in at the last minute, so you wouldn't have seen it in my last setup video, but I decided to just add, like, condense some things and put them all on this page. And as much as I kind of scoffed, I didn't scoff at habit trackers, but I just was kind of like not interested in them for a little while. And then I kept watching videos and I was like, actually, that looks pretty darn handy. No wonder so many people are doing it. So I jumped on that bandwagon. I'm always like that person who jumps on the bandwagon last. Like I'm like, oh, now that I've seen it in action, okay, I can do that. And I like get on board. But sometimes it takes me a long time to like get with the program. But I decided to kind of frame the habits, and I didn't write habit tracker, I just wanted a little title, so I just wrote habits, and then I just framed it in mittens. And this, just watching it back and like narrating it back to you guys, I always get so excited about the next month when my spreads turn out the way that I like them. And then this page is my meals this month page. If you saw my last month one, you know that I like to track my family's dinners. It's just something that I do. It helps me kind of keep track of things and also kind of helps for like inspiration when I'm meal planning and stuff. Because it's hard to think off the top of your head like 7 tasty things every week. And I don't even cook 7 times a week because we always go to my in-laws for a night. But anybody who's like a stay-at-home mom or like a stay-at-home wife, you know that trying to think of meal ideas that are new and exciting constantly is really hard. And sometimes you make something and then you forget about it. And then later on you're like, oh, that was good, I haven't made it in forever. This way you have it written down, so if you want to make it again, or if you're like, I have all this stuff in my freezer, I need an idea of what to do with it, you have like a list of things that you can go to and just kind of figure it out. So that's what I do, and I just love this page. I think it's really handy, and at the end of the month it looks nice. You have all these meals filled out. It makes you feel really accomplished when you didn't eat out 20,000 times, which on a 1-income family with 2 kids, you don't really do that often. And then on the other side, I have my convos with kids. My kids are hilarious. I know I'm biased, but they're funny, and I love to write down all the funny things that they say. Or not all, but a lot of them. So I like to keep that little page there. And then this page used to be my like reading and TV tracker, and I moved that into a collections thing at the end of my book. So I will show you that at some point, but I decided to do kind of a second, I had the conversations with kids page, and then I decided to do just a little memories page on the other side to keep kind of just things that have happened throughout the month that don't just have to pertain to my kids. So I thought that would be kind of neat because I realized in September I wish I had had that page for like my friend's wedding and stuff to write stuff down. And then beside that, I did a really simple brain dump, and I feel like by the time I get to the brain dump page, I'm just kind of like out of ideas. So I did a very simple thing at the end and then threw in a little social media tracker in the bottom corner because that's really all I need. Alright guys, so you probably know the drill by now. I'm just going to do a quick little flip through to show you the entire thing kind of like page by page, so you can get kind of a good idea of what it all looks like together instead of just like pieced here and there. So this is obviously the cover page. I love how this turned out. I was a little iffy because I've never done like a scrapbooky style, and I feel like there's areas that could be worked on or like look more artsy, I guess maybe, but overall I do think that this looks really cute, and I think all these little tiny paintings turned out really well. This might be a little tricky to write on because it's pretty bulky, but not too bad. I'm sure I'll figure it out. And then I did the habit tracker. I really think these mittens are cute. I may add a piece of yarn across there at some point, but I didn't do it yet because I I don't know if I'm feeling it. I did add, you didn't see this in the video because my camera I think cut off at that part, but I did add just a little strip of washi at the bottom for decoration. And I'm trying to stay, like obviously you guys saw in the video, like I'm trying to stick with kind of a color palette. These are like all the colors that I'm working with, but I can't stick with one color. I'm not one of those people, I can't do it. But I thought the brown and the gray and the blue were kind of like cool November-y kind of colors to me, so you'll see kind of that vibe throughout the spread. I did my meals this month because you guys know I like to track like family dinners, and it also helps with inspiration. Like when I'm meal planning for the next week, I can kind of like look through and get an idea of things we liked or didn't like or whatever, and just kind of like, oh yeah, that's quick and easy to make. So combos with kids, I love tracking funny things that my kids say. They are always saying funny things, so I obviously can't write down everything, but they are pretty funny, so I love to keep that. And then last month I had a like a reading TV tracker thing. I took that page and I made it into a memories page. So anyway, if we do something with friends or just something, like anything, I can just stick in this memories page because it's not strictly for my kids. And then I did a really, really simple brain dump page. I don't know why, like, because I always do the brain dump last. I feel like by the time I get to the brain dump page, I'm kind of like, whew, I've been working on this for like hours. Especially with filming, it takes way longer than if I was to just sit down and do it myself. And with the watercolor painting, it takes like ages to dry. But I did do just a really simple brain dump. I think this looks really cute. Like I think it's like a really, really quick, simple, but like cute way to end this little page. I may jazz up these letters a little bit or make them look more 3D or something at some point, but tonight I'm just gonna leave that. And I tucked my social media stuff down here instead of putting it on the calendar page because I don't really have room there. And that's it. That's the end of, and then obviously the first week, but I'm not doing that until later. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Let me know if you have a bullet journal channel. I know that like more are popping up all the time, so let me know down below. I won't mark you as spam if you're like, I have a bullet journal channel, because I will totally go check it out. But yeah, I really, really love how this one turned out. It was a little iffy. It was something a little bit different for me, but I think it turned out really sweet, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!